Hi, this is Gerrit from Heisenware. In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect to an MQTT broker, publish messages on that broker, and also subscribe to messages from a broker. And for that example, I'm going to use the HiveMQ public broker, which is very nice to learn and just to use as an example in our video today. All right, let's start. In order to connect to an external MQTT broker, we would first need to open the protocol connectors in MQTT, and then we take the create function in order to create an instance, and we're going to call this one HiveMQ, and there's our HiveMQ MQTT instance. The first thing we're going to do is connect, and we're going to build a check if we are actually connected using the isConnected function. Yeah. To connect, we need the base URL or the host URL, how HiveMQ is calling it, this one. And we just need to add a MQTTS to connect, I believe. Let's see. Yes, we are connected now, and using the isConnected function, you can check if we are actually connected. So in order to connect to this broker, when you actually deploy the app, we need to configure the trigger to do it once on deploy, right? We want to connect once on deploy, and then we are connected to the MQTT broker. And in order to know if we are actually connected or not, we will do a regular connection check. Let's say every 10 seconds. That's enough. So every 10 seconds, we will now ask, is it still connected? Is it still connected? And the result of the isConnected function can be true or false. And now in order to visualize this isConnected status, we're going to use a status lamp, which is a visualization or a display widget that we offer. And I will put it here, make it a bit bigger. As you can see, I've already put the logos of HiveMQ and Heisenware into this app, put the status lamp there. And now we need to configure it. Green if true, and then we have lots of other predefined states. However, we just need two of them, right? True and false, color red if false, if true, green. And then we simply connect the result. And as you can see, it's turning green because it's true. And now let's try if it actually works. Set it to maybe every 2 seconds to see the results faster. Using the disconnect function here, test, okay, we are still connected. Let's disconnect. Now it's turning false. There you go. And connect again, and we're getting a green light. And we're getting a red light the other way around. So there you go. This is already a very nice visualization of the general connection state of our application with the HiveMQ public broker. Let's clean it up a little bit. Is connected. Actually, we don't need to disconnect. Only in case we want to implement a disconnect button. We could do so too. Say this is a disconnect just in case. And we make it danger, so it's turning red, and connect to the trigger of the disconnect. There you go. Then we can later from the app itself disconnect. However, then we can't connect again as soon as we deploy. So let's better have a connect button also. Connect. That's not danger, that's default. And connect it to this one. So now we can manually connect or automatically on deploy. And this is showing then the status, the connection status. Let's test this. Connected, we disconnect, it's turning red, and we connect. It's turning green. There you go. Okay, let's continue with publishing data on the HiveMQ public MQTT broker. For that, I'm going to use a publish string function that we have here. And then I'm going to use the onString message function in order to subscribe to a topic and receive the string in this case. So I'm going to publish on the topic Heisenware, and I'm going to subscribe to Heisenware with the onString message. I have to trigger this once, and it will show you as a result that we have basically now subscribed to the topic Heisenware with the quality of service level 0. You could define a different quality of service level in here, but please be aware, once the onString message function is configured, it stays as it is. If you want to establish a new subscription, including different options, for example, a different quality of service level, you gotta have to delete this one or keep it and take a new one and configure it the way you like. All right, let's try to publish something on the topic Heisenware, the message here. For example, test. And what should happen is it should appear here. This is very special for functions that are basically subscriptions, that the function itself is representing the subscription, and the subscription is then kept alive, let's say, and inside this subscription we can get outputs, let's say, or strings in this case, inside this special input output box that we can see here. All right, let's test. Okay, there it is, test. We say hi, we get a hi. What's happening is that we publish the string on the topic Heisenware, and we receive the string, or we subscribe to the topic Heisenware and thus receive the string inside the onString message function. And now I can work with that. For example, I could say I'm going to create an input widget, a form, for example, and just say message and connect it to the message box of the publish string function, and have another button here, which we're going to call publish. Connect the button with the trigger. And then we're going to have a value box down here. And in this value box, we're going to connect the special input output box, and maybe increase the font size a little bit to 20. So, and now I could test the whole thing and say, hi, this is Garrett. I'm going to publish it. Okay, it throws an error because this is not a string. This is an object. So what we have to do, it's actually a good example. Take a memory, connect the form to the memory, and transform the result into a string using JSONata, something like that. Disconnect this one. Also clear the content here, and then connect the modified output with the publish string function, and then we test again. Okay, this is Gary, this is Garrett, and as you can see, there's only a string arriving, and this is something we can probably publish and then also receive on the subscription on the topic Heisenware. So this is already the very, very basic use case, right? It's going to show you how to publish and how to subscribe and receive messages. Now let's say I don't want to let the user enter a string, but use a message that's coming from somewhere and publish it on that topic. For example, let me get rid of this one. For example, I could use our internal random string generator. As you can see, it creates or it simulates random strings. And I could simply connect this one here and say, please do it every 0.5 seconds, for example, and automatically publish. Let's get rid of the click. Automatically publish the data on that topic Heisenware whenever there is new data. Let's see how this looks like. works too. Every 0.5 seconds publishing, and at the same time reading through the subscription that we have on that topic, Heisenware. If we would change something here, delete the E, not working anymore, because now we're publishing on some other topic. Putting the E again, that works fine. Now let's move on and see what else we can do using our MQTT integration. For that, I'm opening it again. HiveMQ. Let's see how publish JSON and on JSON message is working. It's actually very, very similar, but what I want to show you now is publishing on two topics. So I call the first one HW1, and I'm going to put another one which published on HW2, and let's get rid of this stuff now. And this on JSON message cannot just subscribe to one topic, but even to two topics. We just have to use an array inside this topic box here instead of a string. How do we do that? We simply create an array and put in there HW1 and HW2, separated by commas, and then subscribe. As you can see, we have two subscriptions created. And now we could publish something like that and something like that. Right now we are having JSON and not strings anymore. So let's publish this one. See how it looks like. The message test1 on the topic HW1. Let's see what happens if I trigger this one. Message test2 on the topic HW2. And now, as you know it from Heisenware, you can use a memory here and simply drag and drop the special input-output box onto that memory. There's only the connection error missing that you're typically used to, but this will come soon. And with that, you can move on and use any kind of visualization, again, displaying this data or using any kind of modifier you like. In this little example, I'm going to use another JSONata modifier now and publish more data. Hello. Hello. And here I will publish see you soon. Oh, sorry. And gets you a see you soon. So this way you can use just one on JSON message and then do whatever you like with the data as you're used to from Heisenware. That is basically it, what I wanted to show you about the MQTT integration, how to connect to an external MQTT broker, in this case, the public HiveMQ MQTT broker, publish strings or publish JSONs, and at the same time subscribing to topics and receiving strings or JSON messages. I hope it was helpful for you, and if you have any further questions, want to try it yourself, please reach out to us. Thank you for watching this video and see you soon.